Royal family, welcome to my channel. My name is the Pick a Card Empress, and today we're asking what have they realized about you and this connection. So we have three piles today. Pile number one is the Tarot Avatar, a beautiful deck, and it's also topped by this beautiful peacock feather. You know I love brooches, right? I call it brooches. So this peacock feather here. The second pile is the Numinous Tarot. I only have a couple queer decks, and this is one of them. Beautiful imagery, really gorgeous deck. I love it. So that's pile number two. And then pile number three is the Sawyer's Path Tarot. Oh, I didn't show you the close-up. Oh, and it's also this this teal brooch. It's a kind of awkward brooch. I don't know, and maybe that's why I was drawn to it by its awkwardness. Maybe that's why I bought it. You know, there's nothing symmetrical about it. It's just interesting. And the Sawyer's Path Tarot is the third one. It's this one here by Jamie Sawyer, and it's top line Starburst, one of my favorite ones. Okay, so do your thing, pick your pile, and I'm going to be back with your reading. Yeah, I know the neon nail polish isn't my usual style, but I've been feeling under the weather, so I just painted my nails very brightly to cheer myself up, okay? All right, so I'll see you in a bit. Hey, pile one, if you chose the Tarot Avatar and this peacock feather, this is going to be your reading. I've not been feeling 100%, so if you hear my voice a little more husky than usual, that's going to be right. Okay, all right, so let's see. So today we're asking, what has your person realized about you and the connection? What have they realized about you and the connection? And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get a significator for your person and their energy towards you at this time. So underneath the deck, we have Deceit. Now, it is in the reverse. Now, I don't usually read reversals in this deck, but they are guiding me to read this as a reversal. Now, it says Deceit, and it is a card number 25. 25 reduced to 7. So when this is upright rarely, this is the 7 of Swords. This is when we are wearing the mask. This is where we're not being true to ourselves. We're not integrating our truths. We're just putting on a sham, a facade. But it is in reverse, okay? It's in reverse. So this is a person that wants to come clean. They want to be transparent. And it's like, you know, that proverbial, the scale falling from their eyes and seeing life and seeing you clearly. That's what I'm getting. All right. All right. So we are going to read reversals in this reading. All right. Let's have a look. All right. The woman holding a heart. And usually when I read this, I always see it as a feminine energy. So not in body. We're talking about the energy. A feminine energy who has a lot of love to give. But that's not what I'm getting today. This is this person acknowledging that you have their heart in your hands, whether you know that or not. Okay? And they trust you. And the reason why they trust you is because they see you as a very balanced person. Now, 4, it is a card of balance. Okay? It's a card of balance, and it's repeated here because we have the 4 of Wands. And that talks about a solid foundation. And it's repeated here. It's twice. Okay? So we have 4. 4, that's about your foundations. Okay? They also see, in terms of balance, that if you look at this figure here, even though it says woman holding a heart, it's someone who's androgynous. Okay? So your masculine and feminine energies, they are balanced. You see things from a balanced perspective, and they feel like you're going to give them a fair shake in life. Okay, your judgment isn't skewed. Okay, you're seeing both sides of the coin. You can appreciate other people's perspectives, and this is something that they really love about you. Yes, you're open-hearted, you're loving, you're giving, but at the same time, you know when to protect your heart, because even the stance this one is adopting, you know, she has her body half turned, so she's protecting herself from attack, but at the same time also offering of herself. So they see you as a very balanced person. They see you as someone incredibly spiritual, incredibly psychic. Look at the butterfly here, in the third eye. Okay, and you have this beautiful crown on. They see you as incredibly creative. For some of you, you may have a heart tattoo across your arm, beautiful shoulders. Okay, maybe a compliment about your back. Okay, but I'm getting shoulders, right? Beautiful shoulders. This person also admires the kind of materials that you dress in. Maybe for some of you, you look quite lovely in a kind of blush color kind of thing. But there's everything about you reeks of femininity. But you can also go into that masculine role to protect yourself, to provide yourself for yourself when needed, and this makes them feel free. There's no attachment. You don't have this attachment to them, and it makes them feel free to choose. And this is very important to a person, because I'm getting, I don't know why, that your person has always felt very confined and controlled in relationships. So you are offering them something very different. Also, even though you have this person's heart in your hands, it's not grasping. I want you to have a look in. It's not grasping. She's just like cradling it like that. It's not even touching the heart, really, right? So your love is freeing. It's freeing. It's freeing. You're protective of the heart, but you're not grasping or crushing it. And they don't feel that kind of claustrophobia that they usually feel in relationships. And this is what they've realized about this connection, that love, okay, yes, love can be freeing. Love is not a trap. Commitment is not a trap. In fact, it could be a place of incredible liberation, where you can truly be yourself. That's what they're realizing. So they realize that you're loving, you're giving, you have quite a hold over them, more than they ever thought. They see that you can protect yourself, but at the same time, you're also receptive. They're realizing that, you have an inside scoop on things, very spiritual, very psychic, and that they really care about you. They really care about you. You're a very powerful personality, 44 reduced to 8. Very powerful personality. I'm recording this in Leo season. So, and I do get a lot of Leo energy off of the woman in this card as well. So they're seeing your power, they're seeing your strength. There's a lot of admiration I see there with King of Pentacles. They want to be stable in your life. 1 second. Now, King of Pentacles, he's Taurus. And I see this woman here. She's lying down on a table and there are fruits on her body. So I think this person has a lot of fantasies about you. Especially performing oral sex on you, whether you're a man or woman or you don't identify. They have a lot of fantasies about performing oral sex. They may have fantasies about you, sex, food. But again, just the symbolism of food being a provider. And with this King of Pentacles, they want to provide for you. That's what I see here. I'm also getting as well, it's like for some of them, they have a fantasy about you and them going out to dinner or you and them getting drunk because this alcohol bottle is really standing out for me. And then they seducing you. Kind of weird, but you know, I guess it's very consensual. Very consensual. For others of you, they may even be considering like dabbling in like magic, because I feel like this kind of looks like an elixir bottle. You know, like it's like they want to do everything in their power to keep you in their life. In their life. I feel a kind of desperation from this pal, to be honest. Alright, what have they realized about you and the connection? Alright, we have the Page of Cups. We have Pisces there. Seven of Pentacles. We have King of Wands. Ace of Cups. Oh, this is so passionate. Ten of Wands. And Queen of Pentacles. And remember, we had King of Pentacles underneath the deck. What have they realized? That you are their counterpart. That you're a soulmate. Some of them may not know twin flames. Some of them I don't think this person like even like believed in these sort of things, but because of the things that are happening to them and the intensity of the emotions that they're feeling, I think it's like opening up a whole new world for them. So what have they realized about you and the connection? They realize that they like you. And I'm not doing this to play down the intensity of their feelings. I do really feel that this person loves you. Definitely feel that. I mean, from the first card. But you can love someone and not like them. We see it all the time with your siblings, right? And we can love them in love, but you don't like them. You don't really like them sometimes, right? So, but they really like you. They like who you are. They like, especially if you're an emotional person, they like that because you kind of activate or you give them permission to show their emotional side, and they have never been able to express that before. Okay, so you give them permission to express and connect with themselves. 1111, as I said that, right? So, oh, it may not turn up as 1111. Oh, because then I have to add the intro. Okay, anyways, it's 1111 on the clock or something. Anyways, yeah, you're so expressive, right? Every time you open your mouth, it's like, people say, you speak words of love and words of affirmations. It's like every time you speak, it's like, you really give them something to think about. It's always very positive. They really like you. They really like you, and you giving them this permission to dive deep into emotions and really allowing them to connect to their emotional self, and this is causing a transformation. Look, we have the lotus flower on top here. You've also kind of opened up their heart, right? And because you've opened up their heart, and the heart is the gateway to the upper chakras, they're also reconnecting with spirit. Because I mean, it's a white bird. It's not quite a dove, but I really identify this with spirit. So they're connecting to spirit even more deeply. They definitely want to invest in this with the Seven of Pentacles. But this is also bringing up a lot of fears. Okay, just now. Several messages, so I just want to do it methodically. It's bringing up a lot of fears about the things that didn't work out in the past and the things that died in the past. Okay, it's gonna come out kind of raw. For some of them, yes, there've been relationships that didn't work out, for sure. So they're being reminded that. So the fears are coming up. The fears are coming up. For others, they may want to have children with you, and this person has lost children to spirit. I'm getting like multiple miscarriages kind of thing. Whether they experienced it personally, maybe they were female in body, or whether they were in a relationship with their partner. And of course, the loss is for both of them. So it's bringing up fears of that as well. Relationships that didn't pan out, projects that didn't pan out. It's things that didn't work out for them. You know, all the things that they perceive, because this is how they perceive. Okay, I'm not saying a miscarriage is a failure or anything like that, but whatever has happened in their life, they blame themselves for it. And they've seen it as a failure, and they think that the same thing is going to happen with you and them. So them acknowledging what they want is bringing up that inner critic that's basically sabotaging it before it even begins. Okay? But the thing is, with so much cup energy out here, and then this King of Wands, their passion is kind of outweighing these fears, because their passion is telling them right now. They're saying you have to act now, or you're gonna lose part one. You have to act now. And their intuition is telling them take that leap. You see the third eye is very prominent here. I think for some of them, they are getting visions of the future. You see the three faces here? Getting visions of the future. They're assessing the present, but they're also getting some past life and memories coming through the dream state. And it's confirming for them what has always kind of been bubbling underneath the surface, which is their emotions, their passions. It's like their passions have ignited, because it's like they're getting confirmation that they are on the right path. Because part of the narrative, the negative narrative that's coming up is, what if we're wrong? What if this is all in the mind? What if this is not real? Those kinds of things. But the visions that they're seeing is confirming for them that this shit is real and it's happening. So, they want this fresh start with you here. They do. They feel like a relationship with you is going to be one where both people are nourished. They feel like they're being guided to you by spirit, by the Holy Spirit. Look, we have the dove here again. Right? They're being guided to you by spirit. They feel there's a destined connection. I don't know, it's weird, but these are also looking like turtle doves. And turtle doves, I think they mate for life, don't they? So they feel like you've been their mate in many lifetimes. It's like they can see their life unfolding in front of them. And Spirit's reminding me of that song. Is it? No, it's not Bryan Adams. Oh God, come on, guys. Kenny G, maybe. Which one's When You Love a Woman? And you can see her life in your eyes or something like. Oh God, what's the phrase? Oh my gosh. I think it is Bryan Adams. Something like that. You can see the life in your life in her eyes, or something like that. Right. They can see their whole life stretch out in front of them. You and them leaving the burdens of the past behind, all the negative things that may have happened in your lives behind, and forging something new, having this fresh start. They feel like both of you guys are like intrinsically intertwined, and sometimes it feels like they can't even tell what's their emotions from your emotions. Is that kind of, well, I'll say entanglement, like a quantum entanglement that they're feeling. It's like they don't know where you begin, they end. That kind of energy. They feel like that there's so much abundance that they can create with you. Creativity. For some of them, they definitely want children, it seems. And children also mean projects. So they feel like you guys could be a power couple. You can be a power couple together. There's a sense of like rightness about everything. It's like you're the missing piece of this puzzle that's just kind of, because it's showing me like a puzzle piece. The final piece being put in and then the whole puzzle lights up. It's like that. It's like a sense of completion. A sense of completion. What would they say to you right now, if they could? What would they say to you? And these are the messages of the heart by Soul Whispers. What would they say to you if they could? Now I'm going to take this to the extent, and we're going to look at specifically the headspace and heart space for you. Although we got an idea here, but I'll ask those questions specifically, and then I'm going to look at what's going to be their actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading, right? So your person's changing and transforming, and it says here freedom from blocks, wisdom, growth, strength, being your true self, which is all themes that we've already covered in this reading. So your love has given them the permission to transform. We have reunion. Let's get 4. Whoa. We have heartbreak. We have daydreamer. And we have wounded. Okay, what would they tell you if they could? I think this person fantasized about coming back. Why am I saying coming back? Well, maybe you guys may not be talking. But this person fantasizes about you all the time and the life that you guys can have. And we saw that play out in this reading, right? Again, what's stopping them all the time is that inner voice. That inner voice that has gained strength from the things that didn't work out in your person's past. I think your person is very wounded, especially when it comes to their heart. Okay, and that's why they've always been very cautious with their heart and very protective of their heart, and maybe even defensive. Let's put it out there. Just maybe even defensive. But that's because their heart's been broken, and it broke a long time ago, way back in their childhood. Okay, and then there's been a series of unfortunate events after that. So this inner critic that they have, very fucking strong, very strong. But your person has to realize that it's a false narrative, right? What happened in the past is not going to predict what's going to happen in the future. And they have to take this chance to live their life. Your person has to realize that, but they want you to know. This is why they're hesitant. This is why sometimes they feel safer just daydreaming about you. Because in the daydream, there's no pain. There's no chance of it going south. They have control. and it can remain idyllic forever, and there will never be any fights in your fantasy, and there's no sickness, and there's nobody dying, and there's no loss, okay, and there's no hardship in the fantasy, and you don't see who they really are in the fantasy. So they like to keep it there, but at the same time there's this magnetism, this call within them to come together with you in the physical, to spend time with you. And I feel like this is gradually taking over. This is gradually kind of silencing their fears. What's the advice for you? What's the advice for you in this situation? So in this, then we'll look at what they're thinking and feeling, or rather, their thoughts and feelings. They're thinking and feeling. Their headspace and heart space for you. And their next actions towards you. Well, what's the advice from Spirit? We have automatic writing, and it's a method of channeling, right? Releasing the mind, and the many stories that the mind can tell, and just allowing the guidance from Spirit to come through. So Spirit saying this is a time to be meditative, and not listen to the overthinking. Okay, don't overthink it too much. Just allow the guidance from Spirit to come through, because it looks like you two have a strong inner voice. We have asking for help. All right, so Spirit is saying you don't have to go through this alone. There are ancestors here who are waiting to help you. There are spirit guides waiting to help you. Some of you guys have power animals also willing to help you. Good friends who are very supportive that you can confide in, that are just there standing by. Because it looks like, these soul connections can be so tough sometimes. So Spirit is reminding you, you don't have to go this alone. Let me read asking for help from the book. Asking for help. People often ask me how they can receive more help from their angels and spirit guides. Sometimes the circumstances are dire, and help is certainly what they need at the time. Even though our angels and spirit guides are always here to help us, they would like to remind you now that you are first and foremost a human being. All around you are other human beings. At least one of them will be willing and able to help you now. The only thing you need to do is reach out and ask. In some cases, the person who can help you the most is someone you haven't met yet, like a massage therapist or counselor. At other times, it may be someone you've known all your life, like a sibling, parent, or best friend. We live in a physical world populated by other people, and we need contact with other people in order to keep us happy. Asking someone to help you is not a sign of weakness. It shows a willingness to trust, to open up, and share, which are all forms of strength. Even though your angels and spirit guides know that it can be hard for you to ask for help sometimes, they will always encourage you to do so. Beautiful bonds can be created between you and others when you reach out. Admit you don't have all the answers and ask for help. Look closer at your life now and notice where you never asked for help. Have you got a story in your mind that you're attached to? Are you convinced that no one will understand, or just because they are unable to help you in the past that they will refuse to help you again this time? Make sure that you're not letting your pride or an unhealthy desire to be seen as independent, special, or heroic get in your way. Asking someone for help can be a big step in your emotional and spiritual growth. You and your helper will experience the gifts of giving and receiving, gifts in which you will both find wonderful new strengths. Asking someone to help you fly your kite in life can make everything easier and so much fun. So Spirit is saying there's a lesson right now that's coming in for you. Okay, and it is about asking others for support. Okay, so whereas your person is closed off, you are also closed off as well. And once you break that cycle of being defensive or self-contained, okay, or isolationist, and you start reaching out to others, it also kind of grounds the energy of that for your person, and you'll find them opening up a bit more. You have to open up for them to open up, and that's just the way soul connections work. Especially if it's twin flames, it's just the way it works, right? One person grounds the energy for the other. So right now you might be thinking that your person's quite closed off, but Spirit is saying this energy also exists inside of you. Okay? All right, my love. So if this feels like your person, join me next time. We'll look at what they're thinking and feeling. And we're going to look at what's their next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. If you're not able to join me next time, I just want to say thank you for your likes, your shares, subscribes, your cups of coffee that help support the coalition against domestic violence in my country, Trinidad and Tobago. Your likes, dislikes, your comments, they all help with the algorithm. Clicking on your ads, they all help. And I invite you to do that for any reader that you enjoy because it keeps us independent on YouTube. My love, take care. Hey, about to, if you chose this brooch, the Luminous Tarot, this is going to be your reading. So before we get into what has your person realized about you and the connection, we're just going to get a significator for the energy towards you right now. This is the energy oracle cards. No, I don't usually read reversals in this deck unless I'm guided to. It has to kind of gel with what I'm already feeling for me to read reversals. Okay, let's see. Card number 39. 39 reduced to 12. 12 is usually the hangman. This is in reverse. And it says 5th chakra. Okay, so throat chakra issue. I do feel like this is in reverse. Okay, so just like my own voice. Somebody has a throat chakra issue. There are things that they aren't telling you. Their feelings, that's 1. They got some self-esteem issues, that's 2. They've been having some spiritual experiences, that's 3. They're in a battle with somebody else, I don't think it's you, that's 4. They have a battle waging inside, that's 5. There's a lot of things that are happening in this person's life that they're not telling you about. Getting that right off the bat. But again, prompted by Spirit to tell you about them, but they ain't ready. This is what I'm getting. All right, the energy towards you. And more blockages again. And this is 7 chakra, Archangel Uriel. And again, it's in reverse. So card number 41, which reduces to 5. 5 is about the Hierophant. And that's about learning a spiritual lesson. Okay, so what am I getting here? This person refuses to see. They're refusing to see the lesson at hand. They're refusing, at this point in time at least, to evolve. For some of them, They have an idea, or they know for sure that you guys are destined, that there's a particular path that they have to walk, but right now they're refusing to walk that particular path. They're getting downloads and everything. They just don't want to see. Let's ask Spirit why they don't want to see. Okay, I don't have to ask. This person has some very entrenched ancestral programming. Okay. Some of the programming is related to like throat chakra issues, expressing your truth, being your authentic self. I think this person grew up in a family where you had to be on stage. What my brother calls living in character. Okay, you had to be living in character. I don't know if it is that their family was in the public eye, or it's just a role that they felt that they had to play. Maybe they were the golden child, the overachiever, whatever it is. But they've always felt that they needed to play a role for validation and approval. And part of that role is really internalizing and projecting ancestral beliefs, conditioning patterns. And they find it very hard to release that, especially when these beliefs surround, I think, spirituality. They find it very hard to release that and really surrender to their own truths. Let's pull like 2 cards on that. But that's what I'm getting from that. 5 of Swords. Yeah, this is a person in conflict. Usually 5 of Swords is conflict outside of the self. Whoa. Yeah, this person has just like lost their voice. Or has never, it's not used to expressing themselves. They weren't allowed. You just had to conform. Yeah. Transformation is calling this person. They're feeling it. But they're very, very conflicted inside as to what they need to do. And that's why they kind of remain stuck. So right now, the easiest thing for them to do is pretend not to see or not to hear the call of spirit. Anyways, that's their struggle. They'll get through it. All right, let's have a look at what have they realized about you and the connection. So right now they're trying to ignore the downloads that they have already received. All right, we have 4 of Cups in reverse. Now this person has a lot of insecurities. Is this 4 of Cups? No, sorry. 4 of Swords in reverse. Okay. I'm feeling the same thing though. That they have a lot of insecurities, but it's linked to a lot of wounding from their childhood. Now, there's these light bulbs that are going off in your person's head. But the change is going to require what they feel is just too much sacrifice at this time. So they just rather, you know what, go back to sleep. But these bells are going to continue to ring in their head and try to wake them up. But right now they're just going to try and ignore it and shut out the world. I am getting as well that your person may be battling with some depression at this time. Okay. All right, let's see what they've realized about you and the connection. The Tower. Exactly. I do get that. Temperance in reverse. Two of Cups. The World. So 3 Three major arcana. Well, four. I thought so. I thought so. This is very powerful for your person. Very, very powerful. And then the Emperor also. The Emperor in reverse. So five major arcana. Okay, so this is something very powerful. There's a very powerful shift that is happening inside of a person. The issue is they're realizing if they are to be who they really are, and if they are to follow their path of truth, what it is going to require is a total destruction of life as they know it. Now I want you to think about that, right? Some of you will be like, so the total destruction of life as you know it, a big shift in your community. For some of them, they may even need to relocate, to move, So these are big, big decisions for your person. And especially if your person is used to being insular or narrow-minded, or they've always been in a, like, I don't know how, again, small town vibes. Oh, I see. Where you're not allowed to be yourself because you're going to be judged, right? Because everybody else has small town vibes, right? Where there's a lot of gossip, because people are bored, right? People are bored, so you mind everybody else's business, right? So when you're accustomed to that, you're perpetually on stage. Okay, you're perpetually on stage. You're perpetually living in character. And the only time that most people feel like they can be themselves, is to move away. So they might even be thinking about that. But it is going to be the total destruction of everything they have ever known and everything that they've ever believed in. So this is very powerful. It's very powerful. And what's driving this is this feeling that they're meant to be with you. 12 Cups is this feeling that you are their soulmate. You are the one, okay? The one. This person right now, they're believing in the one. But there's a price. There's a price. There's a price to pay for being with you. The majority of themselves feel like it's worth it. But there's a part of them that feels like they just may not be up to task. They see you guys as being from different worlds. And in order to be together, somebody or both of you have to shift. Look, this person wants legs, this person wants fins. So I do get the idea that both of you guys want to be together. This is something that both of you guys are manifesting. But they realize that there's going to be a sacrifice, a big one. There's going to be a big sacrifice. You guys might be different race, ethnicity, different geographical regions. So some of you, there's a difference in size. I'm also thinking if you are female in body, you are the older person. Might be significantly older in this relationship. So there's a big thing about you guys that people are going to talk about. Okay? And your person, that they're not sure if they're ready to handle that kind of scrutiny and handle those sort of changes. That's what they're realizing. But they want to do it. They're realizing that they actually want to do this. They're also realizing that in order to, I don't know, the word is captivate. In order to captivate you, that they have to dive deep into their emotions, like superficiality, how good they look, how they dress, the car that they drive. That does not impress you. You want to see the depths of their soul, and they have to be able to bear that to you. And again, is this something that they can do? So on one side is love with its 12 cups, and the other side is destruction. This is how they're viewing the situation. Love and destruction. And it's making them very unbalanced. Because this is their fears. Love and fear. And it's making them very unbalanced. They don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do. You know, are they up for the task at hand? A big part of them feels like, you know, they can't do it. But it's called to change, and this call to transform. I mean, we have death and the world. This call to change and this call to transform. It's so very powerful. So as much as they're trying not to see, I think they're gradually realizing that it's the only path. It is the only path forward. I feel like they're kind of going to try to delay this because they're scared. They're scared. But this is the only path forward. They're realizing that a lot of their world revolves around you. And it's like their awareness of the world, their thoughts about the world, their consciousness with regard to what the world is, what it represents, why they're here. You've really made them take a deep dive into their beliefs and their perspectives. I think this person's going through a massive, very powerful awakening right now. And they're realizing that this awakening is connected to you. It is connected to you. So I see it's a battle between love and fear. But you are this person's world, you know. They're just not sure if they're good enough. They're not sure if they're strong enough to go through these changes and to fight the battles that they will need to fight within their community, maybe even within their families, in order to get to you. But even now, they already feel out of place where they already feel out of place in places that used to be a sense of comfort for them. So this is inevitable. And I think this is something that they're realizing too. As much as you want to unsee, you can't unsee. You can't unsee it. um, second. They're pulling me to this card. What is it? Okay. Got it. Your person comes from a long line of healers and spiritualists, but this was something that was hidden from your person. Sometimes they're family secrets that just get, covered up and they're not passed on to the next generation until someone has an awakening and kind of sparks everybody's memory. So your person's discovering that they come from a whole long line of healers, spiritual leaders, could be hoodoo priests, priestess, but there's something here about a lost tradition, spiritual tradition, being reignited, or that torch being passed on to your person. This is what I'm getting. And then this is big because for some of you, a person is either atheist or they could be quite religious. Yeah. I'm really looking at the religious robe here. Could be quite religious, judgmental, pious. And then all these things are just coming to the fore. I see 2 candles in the background. Could definitely be your twin flame. For some of you, your person's doing candle magic. They're doing candle magic. They want to bind you to them. They're afraid that you're going to leave them. So they're doing some candle magic there. So then they're not in the best version of themselves right now. I think whatever is happening here is really destabilizing them and they really don't know what to do. But I'll figure it out. All right, what do they want to say to you right now? What do they want to say to you? Oh my gosh. What do they want to say to you right now? And they're taking me back to that card. Okay. And they're saying these 2 cards together. Okay, got it. For some of you, your person needs to be clear. There's someone here that's working candle magic against them. And it's because remember, throat chakra came out blocked. And now the crown chakra is blocked. Usually when I see these chakras clogged like that, especially when it's multiple chakras, it's usually some sort of curse energy. Okay, because I was like, why are they drawing me to that card? And they show me the pentagram in the back and the candles. Yes, so there's also someone here that's trying to put a stop to this. Right, so this will only resonate if you're already feeling that in your psyche. Okay, there's somebody here who has knowledge, but they're not using that knowledge for their highest good or anybody else's highest good. Okay, so I don't know if it's a practitioner, if you're a person with somebody else, but that person is doing candle magic to bind them. Got it. Because I was like, well, why do they keep drawing me back to these 2 cards together? Okay, got it. All right, what do they want to tell you right now? We have courage. Yeah, this is what it's going to require, guys. That's what's going on tonight. That's a task. We have seeking reassurance. We have regret. And we have destiny. All right, so what I get from this is this. Your person has a lot of regrets about the past and decisions that they made with regard to you. I feel like because of this row of cards that came out, there was an opportunity in the past that was less complicated, right? Less complicated. And they may have complicated the situation with some of the decisions that they made, okay? You know, and hindsight, it's always 2020. So now they're looking back in the past from that elevated position and they realize, I fucked up, right? But we all do. And everything that happens is meant to happen. It happened as it's supposed to. For you to learn the lessons that you're meant to learn, for them to learn the lessons that they're meant to learn, and if they're with someone else, for that person to learn the lessons that they're meant to learn. Okay? Maybe for a person, that lesson might be a lesson in courage. Okay? But they want you to know that they're going for it. We have courage here. It says strength, leap of faith, doing what's right, bravery, confidence, going for it, protector, stability, and dependable. So they're going to move these mountains to come towards you. They're going for it. But what I feel like they need a little bit of reassurance. I don't know if you've pulled back your energy or something like that, but they feel like it might not be into them as before. So they're not sure if they should like burn their fucking life to the ground and then next thing you know they come towards you and then you know there's nothing, right? So they want reassurance that you're still going to be there for them or you're still available, because they're not even sure if you're still available, right? So for some of them they may even be and this is a big shift for them, right? Getting tarot readings done or sorry about that, seeking out spiritual healers, that kind of thing, because if they need that reassurance, they need to know that they have a chance with you. That they have a chance, but they feel like this is something fated. They feel like it's all being guided by the divine. They feel like there was a purpose for you guys meeting. They feel like there's a mission that you guys are meant to accomplish together. They feel very powerfully for you, so they're gonna go for it. They're gonna step into this courage and they're gonna go for it. It's just that they're kind of building themselves up, right? They have to psych themselves up because the obstacles that they have to face are monumental for them. Okay, it's generations of programming. There might even be another relationship. It's leaving behind everything that you know, and maybe all the people you know. This is huge repercussions for your person. So they're kind of psyching themselves up. And that's fair enough. Okay? All right. So what is the advice that Spirit has for you? Now, in the extended, I am going to go into their headspace and their heart space with regard to you. And then I'm going to look at potential actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. Okay, now if you're not able to join me in extended, let me leave this bit of advice from Spirit for you. Okay? All right, we have wisdom. Why did they tell me? The tower. They tell me the Tower of Babel. Guys, just give me a minute. Yeah, I wasn't too familiar with the story of the tower, so I had to do just a little bit of research. And apparently the tower was built to unite the peoples, from their perspective anyway, because they said, come, let us build ourselves a city and a tower with its top in the heavens, and let us make a name for ourselves. Otherwise we shall be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth. So it's meant to bring the people together. And the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the mortals had built. And the Lord said, look, they are one people, and they all have one language, and this is only the beginning of what they will do. Nothing that they propose to do will now be impossible for them. So it's like there's unity, there is power in unity. That's what I'm getting from this. There's power in unity. And what I'm getting is that there's power when you are united within self. That's what I'm getting from it. There's power when you are united within self. Okay, because then you know exactly where to go. It's like you're harnessing all your energies. So that's what I'm getting from this. So it's like your person and you. There's going to be this resolution of this inner conflict within you. And when you and your person resolve the conflict that is within you, because if your person's conflicted and you believe that this person is connected on a soul level to you, it means then you are also conflicted inside. When you resolve that conflict within you, it is also going to appear on the outside of yourself. So unity is only going to happen when you resolve the conflict within. That's what I'm getting. All right, let's see what is the advice. So you need to get clear and unified as to what you want also. Heart and mind balance. Oh, got it. Exactly. This is exactly what I was talking about. Right now, both of you, there is conflict within. So maybe your mind knows what you have to do. Heart is afraid. Or maybe the heart knows exactly what needs to happen, but the mind projecting all kind of negative thoughts. Spirit is saying, for anything to work, okay, there must be this congruence between the heart and the mind. Let me read from the book and see what they say. But that is what I'm getting. There has to be this unified front within yourself first, and then it appears outside of yourself. All right, let's see. Heart, mind. Maintaining a healthy balance between your heart and mind is not always easy to accomplish. Your angels and spirit guides are calling you now to take a time out and give yourself a heart-mind balance. Most of us have been taught that the most effective way to operate in this world is to come from a place we call the mind, which is what I think is really killing your person right now, right? It's the mind. It's the logical, it's the practical, it is the limited, right? Generally, we believe where we have to think things through, make decisions, use logic and knowledge, and so on. Great emphasis is placed upon the importance of learning. The end result is that most people live in their heads, giving their feelings and intuition little opportunity to influence important areas of their lives. The heart is the center of feeling and intuition, yet how often do we push our feelings or instincts down in favor of our mind's logic, which is exactly what your person is trying to do. But Spirit is saying, you are also doing the same thing. So this person just mirroring back to yourself. So they're trying to stuff their intuition and their feelings down and try to make a logical decision. But it is because you are also doing the same thing. How often do we suppress our intuition? Right in the middle of this tug of war is the voice. That place from which we can express ourselves and try to be heard. But remember, this person has a throat chakra issue, right? Maybe you have experienced feelings of being choked up. Yes, like now. When you suppress your intuition or true feelings and allow your mind to dominate. What is your voice to do when your heart and mind are in conflict with each other? Ooh, loud. This might be my message, people. This might be my message. Okay. Usually the mind will win out because it will cause you to express yourself in a way that's more socially acceptable, predictable, or safe. Now's the time for you to try to do something about this imbalance. Your heart is trying to tell you that your feelings and intuitions are important and deserve to be heard, but acted upon as well. The heart-mind balance technique will help you clear the blockages in the throat chakra, calm the mind, thereby facilitating a clear expression of your personal truth. Okay, so they have a little ritual here, so I'm going to read it out, right? So they're saying, sitting or lying down comfortably, take your attention to the brow, throat, and heart chakras. Imagine that a figure 8 of flowing energy connects these 3 chakras, which is what they're doing right here, right? Connects these 3 chakras, crossing over the throat and looping up through the brow and down the heart. Ooh, I'm doing it and I'm feeling like kind of dizzy already. The light and energy flowing around this figure 8 will often be dull in color or sluggish to begin with. Your aim is to focus on this area until you can feel the energy flowing freely and the color becomes light and bright. Usually, as the balance nears completion, I will see a beautiful color emerging in the figure 8, such as a violet, gold, or pink, and feel the energy flowing smoothly and freely. All the chakras involved will feel open, clean, and more vibrant. When you feel that you are finished, simply open your eyes. So Spirit is saying right now, your heart and mind, they're in conflict. So if you're having a bit of throat chakra issues like I am right now, that's what that is. That's what that is. You're trying to make a head over heart choice. You're trying to stuff your feelings down, just like what your person's doing. Okay? I'm allowed, so that was your reading. I am going to continue this reading in the extended. We're going to look at their head space, their heart space. Let's see exactly what's in conflict there. And then I'm going to look at what's going to be their next actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading. Okay. All right, my loves. Thank you for everything that you do for this channel. Take care. Bye. Hey, pile 3, if you chose the Source Path Tarot and the Starburst, this is going to be your reading, okay? All right, so the first thing we're going to do before we get into what have they realized about you and the connection, let's get a significator for the energy towards you. And this is the Energy Oracle cards. I haven't used these in a while. I don't usually read reversals in this deck unless I am called to do so. If it gels with the energy that I'm already feeling. Underneath the deck, rest and rejuvenation. Okay. As a card number 19. Listen, I don't know why I'm getting it. Well, I'm just going to say it anyways. Okay, obviously we see somebody meditating. So maybe they are meditating. Maybe they are resting. Maybe they are healing. But this is not what I'm getting with this card today. What I'm getting with this card is like soul retrieval. You know, retrieving fragments of yourself or retrieving your energy from where you've given it away in the past. Sometimes when traumatic things happen to us, well, actually all the time, when traumatic things happen to us, spiritually, part of us is left there. And sometimes it can get stuck in that place or get stuck with that person. So the important part of soul retrieval is to reclaim your time, right? Or rather reclaim your energy from where it might be bound. Okay, and this is what I'm seeing your person doing. It's like they're going back in the past. For some of them, they might even be doing past life regression. But there's somewhere where a part of themselves was trapped and they're reclaiming it. Yeah. Part of themselves was lost. That's a card number 19, and 19 is the highest vibration of masculine energy, because 19 is the sun, which is Ra. It's like calling back their energy. Ooh. Yeah, they're taking a resting through. I'm getting that for some of you, you might have been dealing with, I don't want to call them no manhole or anything like that, but let's talk about, we were dealing with a player, right? And they were kind of spreading their energy around. And that's another way of leaving your energy behind when you have sexual intercourse with people, right? So this person's abstinent. Because I'm noticing most of the concentration of the energy is by the sacral chakra. So they're actually using that sacral chakra energy now to manifest. And they're trying to ground something. All the energy is coming down and grounding into the earth. They might be doing some kind of Kundalini meditations. But they're calling back their power. Whatever they've squandered, they're calling back. Some of them might be doing semen retention. If it's a man, if they're male in body. Or if they're a woman, they're not having sexual intercourse. Okay, so this is why all the energy is going down into the ground. They're trying to clear some blockages in their root chakra. Okay, and these blockages have been preventing them from standing in their power. This is a card number 35. 35 reduced to 8, which is the strength card. So it's exactly what I was feeling. They are attempting to stand in their strength, in their full power, stand up for themselves by calling back their energy from horrible childhood experiences. I think your person's been ungrounded for a very long time, and they were trying to find this grounding, stability, safety in other people, but you can't. You have to find it in yourself, and the only time you feel safe in your body is when you start doing that healing work. So that's why they were out there like squandering their energy with so many different people. They weren't feeling safe in their own body. So this is the work that they're doing now. So all their childhood wounding, all their issues, this is what they're dealing with. For a lot of them, they might have been seeking the security, not in other people, but maybe in the material world. So we're talking about some overachievers. We're talking about persons. I ain't gonna say they're a gold digger, right? Or anything like that. But definitely finances would have been their priority. Even in relationships. They're not dating anybody without prospects, right? And maybe even in relationships, they may have chosen persons with a particular look, or persons who may have had access to resources they may have wanted, whether those resources were financial or those resources were links. But maybe they didn't date anyone who couldn't further their career or further their own economic agenda. That's what I'm getting. So these are the issues that your person's facing right now. So they're doing some serious healing, but they're being asked to address some lower chakra blockages that they may have. Okay? Because these have been influencing their choice of partners, the decisions in love and relationships that have manifested in a lot of toxicity and the repetition of ancestral patterns, toxic ancestral patterns. So that's something that they've realized about themselves, right? What have they realized about you and this connection? Underneath the deck, we have the Page of Wands in reverse. Yeah, this person doesn't want to show up like any kind of page anymore. You know, just throwing out flirtations out there and being non-committal. They're done with that, okay? They're realizing that if they have to approach you, they have to grow up. They have to grow up. And that means, you know, addressing the past. They might not be communicating with you at this time. But it's only because there's a lot of wounding that's coming up for them to be addressed. Alright, we have the Four of Wands. What have they realized? You are their twin flame. We have the Hermit. So we have Virgo coming through. We have Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Eight of Swords in reverse. King of Swords in reverse. And Justice in reverse. You know, this person's realizing, I can't even say it's about you, but they're making a lot of realizations about them. I'll get to you just now, but I don't want the messages to go because they want you to know this. They have been doing a lot of introspection. Okay, we have this Hermit here, a lot of introspection. And they are realizing that their life is a mess, their life is unbalanced, and they're reaping lots of karma. And people have been doing them all sorts of injustice and all of that. They're realizing all these things are happening because they have not been living their most authentic self, and they've not been living an authentic life. And once you're not an authentic self, you're not going to attract authentic experiences, and you're not going to attract authentic people to yourself. They have realized that now. They have realized that now, and this is a pattern that they have to free themselves from. They have to free themselves from who they thought they were. They have to free themselves from the mask that they have been wearing for the longest while. And they also realize that now is not the time to invest in anything new or anyone besides themselves. They have to be on this journey right now. Alright, let's go to what have they realized about you. What have they realized about you and this connection? They think this connection is deep. It's deep. It's dynamic. It's passionate. And look, all these fireworks here. It's passionate. It's precious. Look at these semi-precious stones. Oh, there are 3 people in the doorway. They're realizing that this connection has been the doorway to a lot of healing for them. They're realizing that you are their twin, you are their soulmate. Whatever it is in their mind that they conceive as a soul connection, you're it. You're it. And they realize that, you know, they didn't invest in this connection the way that they should have in the past because they didn't know themselves. They weren't on your level. They didn't know self. They didn't know self. If you don't know self, you can't love self. If you can't love self, you can't love other people. That's what they're realizing. They're realizing that you're a free spirit. You can't be bound. And you won't be bound by them and their ideas about the world. And you're not going to conform to anyone's ideas of the world. You're only loyal to your own truths. And this is very inspirational to your person. It's very inspirational because this is what is driving them to really go deep within and really problematize everything that they have ever believed in. They're examining everything that they have ever believed in. They're examining everything that they've ever been taught about themselves, the world, love, spirituality. You send them on this journey and they realize that half of the shit they thought they were, they aren't. They've been living a lie. They've been living a lie. And that's why they feel so uneasy all the time. That's why they feel so uncomfortable with their life. They have been living a lie. And this realization is just really rocking your person's world. Because it's the death of everything that they have ever believed in. For some of you, because you saw 3 people in the doorway, there might definitely be a third party attached to your connection, okay? There might be a third party attached to your connection. And they're realizing that this third party here is a narcissist. Now, King of Swords in reverse for me is the overt narcissist. This is what you think about when you think about narcissism. You know, those delusions of grandeur, just over the top, the gaslighting, the projecting. They're realizing that. They're also realizing that if there's a third party, this person is very unstable. It's like a powder keg just waiting to explode. And they know they need to get out of there. For some of them, they are in very dangerous situations with this third party. I see for your person, they may have even been, well, slashed with a knife. Yeah, it's very volatile. It's a very volatile situation. I think your person may not have been taking it seriously, but their interactions with you have taught them like what normal relationships should be. I think your person grew up in a lot of chaos with this first chakra blockage here. They grew up in a lot of chaos. So this narcissistic partner that they had felt very much like home and felt very normal. But through interacting with you, they realized that, no, this person has some sort of untreated mental health issue. But they just thought that this person was passionate. But no, this person needs help. So they're realizing that now. What have they realized about you? That you're A-okay with being alone. They think that you're deep. You are the deepest person that they have ever met in their life. And that is intriguing. But it's also the same feeling that you get if you're standing at the edge of a cliff at night in a canyon where everything seems so vast, feels like a void. You feel kind of scared. That's how they feel. Both fascinated and scared. Like, you know, they could get lost. Like you could have some kind of power over them with your mystery. Like they realize they would do anything for you. And that's kind of scary because they don't want to be hurt again. They don't want to be taken advantage of again. They don't want to be exploited. And you have that power over them. They realize that, you know, for some of you, they want to be married to you or in some sort of commitment. They want you for themselves. They want you to be theirs. I hear that like Usher song. You make me want to leave the one I'm with. That's what they're realizing too, that they want to free themselves from wherever they are. They're just fuck it all and, you know, forget about the money and just run away with you somewhere. And that's a big deal because money is very important to a person, right? Fuck it all, leave, could be a marriage behind, some castle they've been behind, leave it all behind and just be with you off grid somewhere or some shit. It's wild thoughts. That's what I'm hearing. Wild thoughts. Wild, impulsive thoughts. They realize they'll do anything for you. That's scary. They're also realizing as well that some of the not so nice things that are happening to them in their life is because they weren't fair to you, and they may have hurt you. For some of you, this person may even owe you money, or they may have done you dirty financially. They're realizing that a lot of their money issues is connected to how they treated you. Yep. What do they want to say to you right now? This is going to have an extended, and I'm going to go deeper into sorry guys, their heart space and head space where you are concerned. Let me just drink a bit of water. Sorry. Got a little frog in my throat there. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'll go into the head space and their heart space where you are concerned. I'll also look at their potential actions towards you within a month of you watching this reading, and I'm going to get some more advice. All right, we have dating. Going on a date, getting back out there, third party, new options, flirting, new start in love. So I definitely think there's a third party in your relationship, but they're thinking about dating you. They want to explore this love, and they want to see where this is going, because they think that it's very special. It's not anything that they have ever encountered before. I just can't stop now. Huh? Obsession. Yeah. Crossroads. This way or that way. I'm sorry. I don't think the root chakra is the only thing that's blocked. Somebody got a throat chakra issue as well. Conflict. But I feel like you're conflicted. Although they could be in conflict. Because whoever they're with, I feel like there's a third party. And whoever that person is, they like drama. You know, some people love drama. Like unevolved Scorpio can be like that. They have to have chaos. Okay, or else they feel very uneasy. It's like that. Okay, so your person spending a lot of time alone, just as we picked up. Right? They're in this man cave. Alright, they need to figure shit out. Alright, now I do get that. Yeah, they're not ready to talk. I do get that they feel very conflicted inside, okay? They know that they have to make a choice. They can no longer continue like sorry, living in two worlds, okay? There's this world with you and there's this world with the third party, and they feel like they're being torn in two. They can't do that anymore. And it's not even a choice anymore, to be honest, because all their time, all their attention is on you. When they're not thinking about their past and thinking about their wounding, they're thinking about you and how to get near to you. And the things you may have told them. Some of them, they're dreaming about you. They have this fascination with you. Sorry, guys. They might be researching about, they might be trying to find out more about your own beliefs. They are total, it's like they've gone into this library and they're just reading up on everything. So for some of them, they might even be doing some kind of Akashic record reading and hoping that it can help them make a decision as to how to move forward. But they are just enamored with you. They just obsessed with you. And if there's a third party, this third party knows it. And that's causing a lot of tension and a lot of conflict between them. But your person, they can't help it. They can't help it. They are absolutely magnetized towards you. Absolutely magnetized. Okay? All right. So if you can join me next time and let me give you some advice from Spirit. What is the advice? What is the advice for the situation? Underneath the deck, we have warrior. So we do have someone who wants to fight for this connection. Okay, they want to put themselves out there. It's kind of looking like a Joan of Arc vibes. So it's someone who is very convicted of their values and their intuition. Okay, we have here friendship. Okay, so what I'm getting, Spirit saying this is what needs to be worked on between you and them right now. And maybe this is going to help them also make a choice. They need to feel grounded. They need to feel like they can trust you. And the best avenue for that is to be friends. Is to be friends. All right, let's see what the book says. Have you ever heard the expression, friends are the champagne of life? Such a wonderful idea and so true. Whether you have one good friend or hundreds, you are indeed a wealthy person. You have drawn this card because your angels and spirit guides are asking you to consider the friends that you have now and have had in the past in order to recognize the blessings that these people have brought into your life. It is also very useful to take some time to think about what your friendships say about you. It is quite likely that the qualities you like and love in your friends are a good indication of what they see in you. Attracting good people into your life is no accident. Your friends are there because they like, care for, and respect you. If you have a tendency to feel lonely or down sometimes, then pick up the phone and let a friend know how much they mean to you. Better still, make the time to go and see them in person. Expressing your gratitude for their friendship will give you both a lift. When you think about it further, you may also notice that many of your friendships have lasted through the big changes in your life. Many of life's circumstances can change at a moment's notice, but a good friend will be there for you come what may. The other form of friendship that your angels and guides would like you to consider is your friendship with yourself. Are you a good friend to yourself? Do you treat yourself well and give yourself the kind of encouragement and constructive feedback that your good friends do? Make a commitment to yourself right now to let your friends know how much you love them and appreciate them and be an even better friend to yourself. So Spirit saying right now is a good time to spend time with those who are very supportive, those who have always been there for you. It's good to show gratitude and not take them for granted. Sometimes these soul connections can get kind of obsessive and then we forget about the people who have always been there for us. So now is a good time to spend time with wonderful friends who always uplift you. And, just being in that energy of gratitude, being in that energy of joy, being in that high vibe is going to make your manifestations all the more easier to ground and actualize. Okay? Okay, my love. So if you feel like this is your person's energy, you can join me in the extended. If you're not able to join me in the extended, please, I am grateful for your friendship, right? You can go and watch any other reader if you wanted, but you are here watching this, helping with the algorithm, helping our community grow and expand, and I'm very grateful for you, for your likes, your shares, dislikes, comments, cups of coffee. They all help our community grow. And then it also helps our community reach out to the wider community because through your cups of coffee, we also assist the Coalition Against Domestic Violence in Trinidad and Tobago. And they provide counseling, halfway houses for persons who are survivors of domestic violence. So we're helping ourselves, we're helping others. And that's a wonderful way to exist on this earth. All right, my love. So take care.